See, when I joined in '92, you know, in Hollywood it was said that for every 100 films that are made, there are easily about 1,000 scripts around, from which 100 films are made.
Right.
In India, at that time, for every 100 films that were made, there were 3 scripts that were written. Most of the time, scripts are not even written. It sounds absurd to me.
You don't have a bound script to start with.
Yeah, I mean, so the point is you had a story idea and you narrated that and the
one-line story.
Picture, one line, and then they began and the script is being written while the film
is going on.
The famous thing that the dialogue writer was sitting on the set and writing while the lighting is happening and the set is being sort of put up. It's ridiculous. I have been part of such projects where we've shot 70% of the film and nobody knows what is going to be the last 30%. What's the climax? Because the director and I haven't even agreed on that. Yeah, ridiculous. But now all that has changed. Now you find today, if we announce, like we had this Sinestan Scriptwriters contest where a massive reward is being given for the best digital script which comes into the contest. There, for the first edition, that is 2017-2018, we received 3,642 stories. So many people are writing. And then we selected 152 stories and said we want scripts out of this, and 126 scripts came. Most of them were written right then. That means so many new people are every month moving into this field because it is such a creatively exciting field.
True.
And now it should also become a professionally rewarding field. That's important to encourage and protect the creative effort. Writing is the most, and I'm saying this flatly, is the most creative process in the filmmaking whole business and the most difficult.
It is.
So therefore that has to be protected and rewarded and respected. And we are moving towards that.
Now talking about, you said about these slabs and so on and so forth. When it comes to writing, there is not, sometimes there are multiple writers on board. You have someone doing a dialogue, someone doing a screenplay, someone actually doing a story, or the story has come from somewhere else, a remake. At that point, how will these dynamics work, or how will the combinations work?
What we've done is that we have announced that there will be a composite fee for the script, but if there are separate writers for these 3 components of story, screenplay and dialogue, then the breakup is clearly there. For example, in the lowest slab, we have 12 minimum for the entire script, of which minimum will be 3 for the story, 5 for the screenplay and 4 for the dialogue. So likewise, proportionately, in the second slab, it will be 6 for the story, 10 for the screenplay and 8 for the dialogue. This is the minimum that I'm talking about. Upwards, you want to negotiate. Today, there are successful writers, established writers, reliable writers who are being paid $1 crore and more for that, and producers are not balking at that. So those people like us are protected. I want that the new ones who are coming in, they are the ones who get exploited. Those who are new, those who are one film mode, they feel disempowered. I can sort of today refuse and say, no, I'm aggressive, I can argue, I have a record to show, I get offered films, I can sort of negotiate and get the fee which I believe is due to me. And I do get that. So it's not for the seniors.
Established names.
They are taken care of. It is those, the rank.
Those are starting off, or like you said, one film.
They are the ones who are vulnerable, So which is what. So therefore the division has been made very clear.
And how are we? Another issue that has plagued writers is once a film is being made, there's a writer who claims that this was my story originally, but it's being made. I mean, this has come on and off. Those kinds of issues. How is the association looking at it? At the end of the day, dealing with 2 writers. So एक जो कह रहा है कि मेरा है और ये जो कह रहा है कि नहीं ये मेरा नहीं है, मतलब उनका नहीं है मेरा है. So that this whole script चोरी करने की जो बात हम, I don't know if it's चोरी है. So how would we deal with something like that?
First and foremost, there is a certain degree of due care that we advise all writers to take. That before your story or your script or whatever written material that you would like to share, before it goes out to anyone, even to your best friend, make sure that you register it with the Screenwriters Association. We have a registration facility. You can register it there, you can register it there. Also, the copyright office has a But here the advantage with registering it with the Screenwriters Association is that if there is a dispute later, the association actually gets into the act and defends and investigates this whole conflict. So number one is to register it. Because that date of registration serves as a very strong corroborative evidence of the fact that your authorship of that date was established. Number two, the association gets all its members, and we have, you know how many members we have? All told, including new, aspiring, established, the whole works. Did you guess?
500?
We have 23,000.
Oh my God!
23,000 members are currently
registered
with the association,
Wow.
of which, of course, the majority are new.
Yeah.
And
Still, it's a
aspiring.
huge
Yeah,
number.
these are so many people who either are writing or want to write. Were engaged with screenwriting.
Right.
This is the level of interest.
Wow.
Which is anyway. So we have that. Now each one is clearly advised, even when they become a member. The undertaking clearly is that you will not infringe on somebody else's copyright. You will not steal credit. You will not steal their material. Okay, clearly. If it is discovered that you do that, not only will you be thrown out of the association, but action will be taken against you. Clearly. That is number one. Number two, we have a very strong dispute settlement committee. You see, because the executive committee, which is the steering committee of the association, is full of very dynamic, very dedicated and very militant young writers. So we have 31 of them in the committee. So, of which about 10-12 of them form the dispute settlement. So every time you have a suspicion that your script has been stolen, for example, you have submitted a script to the producer. Common thing happens is that the producer has it read, whatever, and says, you know, I don't think this works for us. So you say, fine, no problem, you take it and you give it elsewhere. Suddenly you discover a year later or so that the film is being made. You look at the trailer, you say, wait a minute. Read the synopsis, you say, wait a minute, this is mine. So that is one thing, but the name is somebody else's. You haven't been paid, you haven't been acknowledged for that. So this is the complaint which generally comes. Our process is very clear. We don't take anything at face value. Prima facie, we admit the complaint if there is some basic indication that yes, if there may be a similarity. Then the next step is to approach those people and ask them for the script. Or if the film has been released, then we look at view the film. So if the script comes before the release of the film, this script and this script is compared. The registrations are looked at clearly. And this comparison is made by 3 senior writers. Nobody knows who they are. We have a panel of readers. About 15 readers were all senior people in the film industry, in the writing community. So it's sent to them. They don't know who is the author of either. They don't know who's the complainant. They just have to do a comparison and be able to give us, in a certain grid that we worked out, that these are the similarities and this is not. So therefore the conclusion, whether you think that one has been stolen from the other or not.
You make it.
Based on that, then these two people are asked to defend themselves. This similarity is there, what do you say about it? And at the end of it, a decision is given that yes, indeed it was stolen, or no, your suspicion is unfounded. Because sometimes you look at the trailer and you think, shit, this looks like mine. Because certain basic classical inputs may be there, and you know, those kind of structures are already there. So hence it becomes imperative that the dispute settlement committee does a very, very thorough job. And it has a credibility. Studios, producers have begun to trust by now that yes, you people do a fair job. Okay, because many times a producer feels, oh, I'm being accused. You're not being accused. You're being asked to show the material so that we can clarify this. So producers have generally learned to cooperate with that, even bigger ones. And the point is that the association doesn't have a jurisdictional sort of authority. We can't enforce it. But in the interest of harmony, in the interest of the fact that this truth has actually come out and it's been documented. So generally either they agree with it, if they don't agree with it, the writer has the option of going to court. Today, even if you go to the High Court, because that's where all the copyright dispute cases are handled, the High Court generally asks, okay, are you part of the association? Yes. Have you shown this to them? Yes. What is their report? So they do take into account.
So that becomes a very important.
So it becomes an important piece of evidence because we do a very systematic job. So this is the the forum of redressal that we generally use to address these disputes. I have to tell you that while the incidence of such acts of plagiarism and chori have reduced greatly when compared to the times that when I entered the film industry. It was open, and even stealing from Hollywood films.
Now people actually take their own by the rights.
Right, and all that. So all that has definitely come, which is a wonderful thing. And yet there are incidents which take place, particularly in television. More so in television, less so in cinema.
Okay.
Yeah, but even in cinema, and also I have to say it with a very sorry feeling that sometimes writers also are guilty of, because if the producer gives somebody else's script to a writer and says, well,
why would you
read that? Yes. The writer should have the ethics and to say, I want no objection from that writer before I do.
True.
So these kind of protocols, we are trying hard to educate the fraternity to ensure that they are followed. Most of us actually do. So things are changing.
One final question, because today there's a lot of remakes of old films happening, we have sequels happening. So sometimes what happens in these remakes is the original writer may not be around, or the original writer may not be involved with the project. So in those cases, is there anything that is there, or because it's the producer who is announcing the remake of the film, maybe have lots of, how will we deal with those kind of situations?
Here there's a legal dimension. Because what is important to figure out are two things. When an already made film, meaning of a script, is being given to you for a remake, there are two factors that you need to look at first. Number one is the authorship. Who is the author? Because the authorship right remains with the original writer. Number two is the ownership. Ownership is usually with the producer because the rights of ownership are assigned to the producer. So the producer does have, if the ownership comprehensively,
everything is
belongs to the producer, which is generally the nature of the contract, which is generally the case. Then in which case, the producer has the right to approach me and say, this is Pandit Mukram Sharma's script, the film was made on that, Ek Hi Rasta, and now I want you to sort of rewrite it. Now it is a case of credits. That it is being based on the original script. So even if I am rewriting it, it depends upon the nature of the rewrite what the credit will be. So it can be based upon an original script by Pandit Mukram Sharma. And then comes my name, screenplay. That is screenplay of this film I have written, but it is based on the original script by that. Either on the original story, depending on, that's what I'm saying. The extent of the rewrite. It could even be that if I am merely doing a quick rewrite, then it becomes a script by Pandit Mukram Sharma and Anjum Rajabali. It could even be that. The person has to get co-authorship rights. So that depends upon that. But that person's due credit, has to be reflected in that. You can't pitch it to the public as if it's an original screenplay of mine, which it is not. And every writer has to make sure that he or she asks for this, and to ensure that this is it.
So this question basically came because this is, especially since we have seen a lot of remake songs happening, where you have the original song and a couple of words have been added, the tune remains the same. Some of them give credits to the original song, but not everybody does. So that is why this question stemmed basically from there. So we see that happening a lot.
I know, and also Javed Akhtar has been quite outraged.
Yes, he has been very upset by it.
And all. And he said this has to stop, that it shouldn't do this. Now I don't know whether it will stop, not stop, because there is a case of legal rights. If the music publisher or whoever it is that is holding the rights has the rights to get it done, then you may not be in a position to stop or not stop. And yet I do feel that in the interests of the creative respect which should be given to the original work, I think certain things should be left. For example, today if somebody said, I'm remaking Garam Hawa, I think he needs a slap. Or somebody says, I'm remaking Madrina. No, you don't. You write your own original story on the same theme about the Muslim point of view of what happened after partition. You write it on your own. No?
But leave that.
Leave that original, because certain things have to be left alone. If somebody says, I'm using the title Garam Hawa, Try not to, please don't.
Yeah.
Why not? Mother India or Sholay or Diva. These are iconic films which will remain, I think, untouched in our memory. It's important. But of course, as I said, there is legal and commercial angle involved, and we have to see how.
Any parting words? Because I think association like yours are doing such amazing work. Because for me, I have always been someone who's been seen films only in the theatre, but looking at what all goes behind the screen, there's a lot of effort. Any parting words? Anything?
Yeah, I would like to actually also foreground, you see, what the association actually is. See, the association is a union of all these 20,000 writers which we do have. There are 6 such writers associations in India.
Okay.
Hyderabad has one which is for the Telugu language. Chennai has one which is for the Tamil. Trivandrum has one for Malayalam. And Bangalore they are forming one for Kannada. And you have in Kolkata, which is for the Bengali. All the other languages, unfortunately, come under the Screenwriters Association because most of the producers are based here. Bhojpuri, Punjabi, Rajasthani, Gujarati, everybody sort of comes here. Now, this association has an executive committee, and it is this committee actually which gives the leadership to the entire community. And this committee has 7 office bearers, and it has another 24 members. Now, in that, we have separate subcommittees, like one subcommittee which I head, which is the minimum basic contract. Likewise, we have for television, which Vinod Ranganath is heading. Likewise, we have for lyrics, which Shelley, the lyricist, heads. Then we have the dispute settlement committee with Jyoti Kapoor, Atika Chauhan, and others are involved in that. Then we have the media subcommittee where you have Vikas. In fact, it's the media subcommittee which is organized. So very dynamic. We have the event subcommittee which is headed by Bharat Chauhan and his group. So all these various initiatives which are there, which makes the Screenwriters Association a multi-pronged union with multi-pronged initiatives. This is what it is the effort of all these young leaders which is actually taking it forward. So I think the time for people like us who did help to give a new energy in 2008 when we took in charge of the union. So we did infuse some new energy, new direction, focus, program, agenda, etc. Started functioning like a political outfit. But now I think it is our job is more or less getting done. Once the minimum basic contract thing is done, once the copyright society becomes functional, then people like us will gradually move out, and these younger people will be there. And this is what. So the institutionalization of the association, I think, perhaps has been one of the biggest successes of the trade union movement within the film industry. That it should not remain dependent on individuals. Okay, then the individuals become indispensable, and tomorrow morning they come under a truck, and then that's the end of the whole thing. So which is what is happening. So these young people is what I feel the future is all about. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you so much. It's been such an enlightening discussion point because I don't get this opportunity often, so it's been great talking to you.
And I have to once again give my sort of deep sense of gratitude I would like to offer to Box Office India as well as to people like you, Bhakti, and Samita, and Nitin, and Vazir, etc. You've all been very, very sensitive and very sort of forward in your acknowledgement of the importance of writing, and we hope this will continue.
It will, sir, because I think even when we talk about films, of course, discussion is always about the story, everything else.
So every time a film is released or film is to be released, and you people call actors, directors, etc.
We speak to writers
try and
regularly.
make sure each time
we really talk to writers very
because you do separate pieces on frequently, which is wonderful. But I'm saying even when you call a film's team, try and request the...
We do actually, we have been, when after Badhai Ho, after Stree we spoke to the writers of Stree, after Badhai Ho we spoke to the writers of Badhai, because I feel it is wonderful to talk to the writer after film is released because then you have more questions to ask rather than before, because the process of, I want to know what was, because then we have, when you have seen the film, when we have reviewed the film, then we have more questions to ask.
See what went into the making of
Exactly. We speak to a lot of it. And I think my most fun interviews are when I'm talking to people behind the scenes. That's the fun part. Thank you so much.